Hey everybody, this is Malkazar returning with another installment in the Final Fantasy XIV story playthrough. Last we played, we finished everything in the Golden Saucer that I cared to do at the time. I got the mount, 4-person mount, got everything from that vendor over there. I want to go look at it. And I got the 6 Orchestrions, etc, etc. So now we're going to go ahead and continue the main story. We're going down to Limsa Minza. And apparently we got some leads as to how to get more information on the remaining scions that disappeared. Arcade Guild. In the flight from Ul'dah. So here we are. We're going to go find out what we can get. Hopefully something good. Well, this is loading up. I'm going to pull this up here. Oh, excuse me. Okay. Come on, what's taking so long? Jeez, okay. Go to talk to... Oh, there they are. Flamen. Malkazar, how have you been? Come here, let me have a good look at you. I thank the 12. One hears the strange tales in foreign lands. I worried about you all every day. We would have sent word sooner, but the Braves afforded us an opportunity. When they fell upon us in the market, it was all we could do to escape. Tatara found her way to you, of course, but we were forced to seek shelter aboard a Hanish vessel, whatever that is. It pained us not being there when you needed us most, but we made the most of it, didn't we, Coltonet? Studied and trained from dusk till dawn, we did. We would have sent word sooner, but we knew not whom to trust, and with the vast distance. But those dark days are behind us at last. I shall be glad indeed to return home and speak with my daughter. Explain. She's no longer... What do you mean she's missing? How could you let this happen? Forgive me, I'm sure you're doing everything in your power to find her. As Thancred must be. He watched over her from the first, long before me, and he will watch over her to the last. I shall pray for her safe return, and busy myself in the meantime. For a certainty there is much and more to be done. The Braves may have blooded us, but the path remains, and we shall not be swayed from it. That's the spirit to the scions, and a long overdue reunion. Huzzah! I can speak. Well, there you have it, to the Rising Stones. Excuse me. You couldn't tell the neck tattoos it wasn't one of your dudes.
Well done, sir. And with that, I believe we are ready to proceed.
Let us be about our business then. The next patrol may not be so credulous.
Just a dude just laying out in the open.
So disappointingly brusque. You're not at all as Minfilia described, you know. I don't think you favored me with so much as a single compliment since we set out. Tell me, did your time in the wilderness sap you of all your charm? Or are you holding it in reserve for your beloved?
This is neither the time nor the place.
Well, call me old-fashioned, but when I'm risking life and limb infiltrating an Imperial castrum, I like to be sure of my comrades' motivations.
see now where Alphino gets it from. Minfilia is dear to me. It is true. But not in the way you think. 15 years passed, when she was still but a child. There was an incident at a parade. A Gubu broke free of its fetters and ran amok through the streets of Ul'dah. Had I been more attentive, I could have prevented it. But I was distracted, and her father was killed. I feared she would never recover. But in the years that followed, she showed herself to be more resilient than I had ever imagined. And when she learned of her gift, she did not flinch from the responsibility, but sought to guide others on the path. She touched the hearts of all around her. Mine, Louisoix, every science. In those dark days following the calamity, she was our guiding light, our hope for a brighter future. She had so many dreams, and I would give anything to make them come true.
My apologies. I can see she means the world to you. I did not mean to pick at old scars.
No harm done, I assure you. But fair is fair, my lady. What is Minfilia to you?
Oh, clever
I
Thancred.
don't know. Only my dearest friend. When I finally emerged from my torpor, I learned that nary a day had passed without her asking after me. She never gave up hope. And neither will I.
Then for Minfilia's sake, let us pray that these vestiges of Hydaelyn's intervention will lead us to her.
I have magic hands. I just point my hands at something and it touches them. She has the force. Alright, Revenant's Toll. Let's get over there. Benoist has been here. Interesting. Okay. Oh. Wait, what is this blue quest? What is this one? Ah. I think that's a hard mode of Thornton. It feels good to be home again, to think that everyone is waiting for us just beyond those doors, friends and family with whom we've shared so much. God's help me, but the older I get, the more sentimental I become. Come, let us not keep them waiting. If you insist. Oh, I gotta talk to everybody. Ugh. What if Higiri is well, though abroad on a mission? Welcome back. Okay, none of these are like super important, so I'm just gonna do more around here. Heartfelt reunions, stalwart companions, blah blah blah. Okay. Whatever, I'm just gonna move on. Get to the good stuff. Oh, his brother. Poker. Brother, and this, you and the Scions drove me out here. For 1,000 days of train. I'm going to be as strong as you. Looks like a healer, though. One moment. Sorry about that. I am returned. Let us go speak with Tataru. Come on, there we go. Click correctly, please. It's been so long since I've seen them all like this. Too long. It was the chaos born of my foolish ambition which forced them to flee. Though they are returned, there are others yet missing, others whom we cannot forsake. We'll find them, Alphino. I know we will. Minfilia, Ida, Papalymo, every last one. When they walk through those doors, we'll be here to welcome them home. With me at the head of the queue, of course. Let's go throw some nods in. That one. The stats fit my class more than the one more to spell speed and stuff. Thancred and Kryle contacted us a short while ago. It would seem that their foray into Castor Meridiana bore fruit. They asked that we rendezvous with them in Ystolin Idleshire, where they will share their findings. Rude though it is to depart without speaking to the guest of honor, I expect she will forgive me if I return with her daughter. Well, let's go to Idleshire then. Better hydrate. Oh. Mount music. Oh, yeah, jumping car. My apologies, I say I'm last to arrive. So what news have you for us? Well, as he postulated, there were indeed what appears to be remnants of an unexplained disturbance in the ether at the scene of Ultima Weapon's destruction. a ripple at odds with the presiding pattern. Though faint, the waveforms bore a strong resemblance to those observed following the destruction of the Isle of Val, when I believe Heidelin shielded me with the blessing of lights. To confirm our findings, we paid a visit to Sildi Aqueducts. There we detected the same waveform, but orders of magnitude larger, as one would expect of a more recent disturbance. Heidelin, there is no other explanation. There is more. When I studied the site where Ystrola used flow, it appeared that not 2 but 3 beings had been affected. Yet unlike Ystrola and Thancred, there was no trail to follow. Our unknown third party was simply there, and then not there. Now, recall your visions of a vast crystal floating in a sea of ether. Though this is too but a theory, studies of gifted subjects suggest that, when communing with Heidelin, we briefly leave our bodies behind. So let's consider the facts. 1. Heidelin interceded. 2. A third being was caught in Ystrola's flow and vanished without a trace. And 3. Heidelin may have the capacity to summon the consciousness of gifted individuals to her side. You are implying, I take it, that Heidelin guided Minfilia into the compass of my magic, that she might summon her body and soul into the ethereal sea? In which case, we must needs continue our search there. For a blessing, the means to do so already exists. I speak of the Anti-Tower, a Charlayan construction conceived to provide scholars a vantage point over the ethereal sea. Though I know not where its entrance lies, we need only ask its last custodian, a contrary old crone who for another blessing refused to join the Exodus. Master Matoya was the keeper of the Anti-Tower? I had no idea. Then our course is clear. We must petition her aid at once. So many things. I'm not worried about those. I may do those in like another bonus stream, but I've had enough bonus streams lately. I'll leave this on for a bit, enjoy the music while I can, and then be like, you know, I'll switch back to not having the mount music on. All the way down there. Okay, well, let's enjoy the view while we can. Especially Alexander. Go talk to Matoya and give her her crystal eye. Oh wait, that's Final Fantasy 1. Hello. Matoya. Oh, what a surprise. Well, what secrets have you come to extract from me this time? Though it pains me to admit, your words strike close to the mark. We humbly ask you grant us entry to the Anti-Tower, that we might use it to seek a friend who we believe has been transported to the ethereal sea. And who told you I could do such a thing, I wonder? The tower was abandoned to keep its magical keepers 15 years ago. They have the run of the place now. If that is no deterrent to you, then by all means. Is that all? I felt so certain you would dissuade us from our course, given your role as custodian. Role? Hardly. The forum foisted the title on me. During the Exodus, every entrance to the Anti-Tower was sealed save one. My role consists of making sure no one with ill intent sneaks through it. Such was the forum's final order to me. Well, I can remove the magical wards right now. Will you be going or not? We will, Master Matoya. We will do whatever it takes to find Minfilia. We'll see about that. Malkazar can go. Take the magicless rogue too if you like. He's no use to me. The rest of you will stay and work and I'll hear no argument. Those are my terms. Oh, and I should be delighted to accompany you. Lead the way, Malkazar. Encred, no. Your etheric flow has been compromised. Do not deny it. To venture into an environment so thick with ether, so close to the ethereal sea, would be to risk further impairment, or worse. But Minfilia could be in there, waiting for us. And you could die, and for what? If she is waiting beyond, Malkazar will find her. Trust in him. Have faith. Damn it all. Bring her back to us. The Anti-Tower. This is a pretty cool dungeon if I remember correctly. At least it looks cool. I just am used to, right now, my fiance decided to start playing as well. And I decided to go Conjurer White Mage. And I'm used to the Qs being instant. Which unfortunately are no longer the case with tanks. Which doesn't make sense to me, but that's whatever. That's to do this while I'm waiting. Sort through everything. Sort. So many gladiator armaments. I need to get rid of a bunch of these. Or waiting. Red. None of these guys play cards, so I can play cards while I'm waiting. I could step outside. I'll be able to tell if anybody out here will play cards with me. Looks like a big fat no. There we go. Let's do this. Oh, that tower. Pretty cool looking, right? Oh, and by the way, it's upside down. Then we're gonna get some more poetics for this. I haven't checked that in a while either to see if I can buy anything with poetics. Aha. Pew. I assume it's going to be the same thing. What are we doing all the way over there? Tamed by Ferroceras. That's a real thing. Maybe. Boss time. Big Frog Man. Oh, I forgot to do this. Dumb me. Who dares approach the tower? Once with the ears listen. Oh, wonderful. What's going on? Concussion. Unable to act and taking increased damage. That sounds exciting. Well, let's get out of that odious croak. Nice. It's not easy being croak. Alright, what loot dropped? Nothing for me. You travel down the up staircase. That's exactly what it said, too. Wait for the healer. Cool. Is it just me, or is it a little bit muffled in here? Excuse me. Cool. I think if you take down the doorkeeper faster, then the doors will stop spawning dudes. Maybe. Hopefully. Nice. A spriggan on a rock named Ziggy. Okay, so their AoE continues to grow if they have health. So when you not destroy them, their AoE stops growing and they do minimum damage. I'm taking a lot of damage. Ow. Are you gonna heal me or what's going on over here? Taking extra damage too. Travel up the down staircase. Now we're on the ceiling. Come on, heals. You don't want to heal yourself. Dang. It's one of the problems with a lot of new healers is they only heal other people and they forget to heal themselves. And then they die and then nobody has healing, period. You walk through this? Yeah. Cool, I got the tricorn, which is exactly what I wanted. Got it, nice. Some awesome looking centaurs over here. Stop rearing. And the door opens. Last boss. Oh, the anti-tower. Oh. Calcabrina. This is from Final Fantasy IV. Oh, there's a lot of AoEs going out. Doesn't look like there's much tanking going on though. I think they keep doing that as long as these guys are up. Well, it keeps doing it, period. Okay, so that knockout is the big hit. I have fetters on. That makes sense. I'm the doll. And success. He's okay. This is an extra long death animation, I guess. I guess not too bad. Huh. Twinsies. Well, hello there. Thank you so much for the follow and thank you for the raid. How's it going? I got all 3 comments for that, which is nice. My headphones disconnected. There we go. Very exciting. My chest is shiny.
Hear, feel, think.
Spooky voice.
Through time and space hast thou journeyed unto me, as I knew thou wouldst.
Thou wouldest. Cool, man.
We are the word of the mother. We, who were once called Minfilia.
Well, hello, Minfilia.
Much time hath passed for thee since the bloody banquet, since I hearkened to her word. Mother, Hydaelyn guided me towards Y'shtola and Thancred, that I might be swept up in their flow and delivered unto the ethereal sea. There, adrift and alone, her voice silent once more, I prayed for those we had lost, for those we can yet save. To her I would make an offering. We speak now with one voice, one will, one word. Unto thee we bequeath the most precious of gifts, the truth which lieth at the heart of this world.
Oh yeah? What is this truth?
Thus do we beseech thee once more. Hear, feel, think.
I thought you were going to give me the truth.
Before there was life, in the depths of the ethereal sea,
There it is.
light and dark did once dwell as one. But the darkness coveted power, and the balance was broken. Thus was I forced to banish him unto the distant heavens, to forever remain apart, a moon bound. In sundering the star did we cry out, and the barriers twixt planes chanced to falter. Across 10 and 3 were we then divided, reflections of the source, each possessed of a shard.
13 different versions.
Zodiac longeth to be made whole. For his restoration, for his resurrection, his servants labor without cease. They seek to tear down the barriers which surround the source. Thus do they rejoice in their ardor, in your calamities, for each marks a rejoining. Seven times have they succeeded. 7 times hath the darkness grown stronger. 7 times have I failed. The Ascians cannot be suffered to continue. This is my final.
You run out of energy right at that moment. Come on. No cliche.
The crystal's power is all but spent. With what remains, I will return you to the shore of the ethereal sea. Blessed children, go forth and seek. Seek.
Interesting. Wonder how that works out, math-wise.
Thank the 12. Did you find her? Did you find Minfilia?
Aw, sad face. My character is the tallest you can make any character in the game. Explain, 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 explain. The only ones that can be taller are the bunnies, but because of their ears.
The word of the mother. I'm not sure I understand.
Nor am I. Cryo? As unbelievable as it sounds, I see no reason to doubt her. The word's tale. No one was more sensitive to the will of Hydaelyn than Minfilia. And if Hydaelyn has grown so weak that she can barely make herself heard, it is not hard to see why Minfilia, having joined with her, might struggle to maintain her own form.
I don't know, maybe. I might switch over. I do have that,
Why would she need to maintain her own form? Are you saying she's gone?
I do have that Fantasia potion still laying around. We'll see.
But that cannot be. Not now. Not after all we have accomplished. We were meant to usher in the dawn's light together.
Wine, wine, wine.
She threw herself on the fire to fuel your dawn's light, boy. You'll just have to usher it in on your own.
Yes. Thanks, Matoya. Jeez.
Must you be so ungentle?
Tell me about the Scions, boy.
The scions of the Seventh Dawn lay before Eorzea's salvation. Whenever the realm is threatened, be it by Primal, Ascian, Garlean, or any other, we take up arms in her defense, that all in Eorzea may live to see a brighter tomorrow.
And that's very noble of you. But in chasing after these lofty goals of yours, you seem to have lost sight of some basic truths. To win a war, You must be willing to do whatever it takes. To fight, to kill, and if necessary, to die.
I've done all those.
The path chosen is paved with the dead. Walk it with your eyes open, or not at all.
I know the truth of which you speak, and have from the first. If the Ascians will go to any length to resurrect their god, then we must needs be as committed to our cause, to unmask them and their schemes, and to crush them both utterly. Come, there is much to be done.
Yes, of course.
Thancred, wait! No, this is all wrong.
Only because you don't like it. So anyway, the question that I came up with after them explaining that they have succeeded 7 times, that essentially means that their rejoinings coincide with the calamities. They're trying to cause calamities in order to have one of the 13 separate dimensions of this world come back to the source, is what they were saying. But if that's the case, then did all 7 of the calamities have to happen on this world, or were the calamities coinciding on all the other ones too? Or some of them are in like the 10th astral era? I mean, what's going on there? Seems kind of interesting that they with their 7 successes, there's also been 7 calamities on this world. They don't really explain whether or not there were calamities on the other worlds too. I would assume there are, based on that explanation, but there's still some questions to come out of that. She's not coming back, is she? She did what she thought was best. I know that I do. To give off her beliefs was ever her way. So will we, as we must. With greater calling, what greater calling could there be than to stand against the dark as defenders of the light? And yet, where does it end? The sacrifice. I got another minion. Mini frog. Alright, Alphino. I must ask you not breathe a word of this to any of the others of the Rising Stones, especially Flamen. I will brief Tataro on what we have learned, as well as Urianger. He may have insight as to what the word told us. As for you, Malchezair, after all you have done, I would say you have earned a rest. I don't want to. I just want to keep going with the story. But speaking of well-earned rewards, I received a message from Sir Emmerich while you were away. It seemed he was planning a ceremony of some sort and would like you to attend. He did not divulge the details, preferring instead to explain in person. Maybe you should pay him a visit. This is them just reminding us that Ishgard exists. Cool. Alright, let's get back in there. Pew pew. Whatever, I'll just run it. Let's go to the seat of the Lord Commander. Hello, Emmerich.
A pleasure to see you again, my friend. I take it you received our invitation. Good, good. You of all people should be present. When the true brothers of the faith seized control of the vault, I feared the worst. Yet in adversity were we blessed with the promise of peace between man and dragon through Vidofnir's timely rescue of an innocent child. Timely, I say, though miraculous or providential might better describe the event. The gods themselves could not have devised a more fitting symbol of hope. Needless to say, we could scarce let such an opportunity pass us by. Which is why I set about making formal arrangements for a peace conference between our peoples. You and yours have done more to bring us together than any, and it is only right that you attend. But I confess that is not the only reason I would be glad to have you there. Given Nidhogg's implacable opposition to the peace, it is possible that he and his followers may attempt to disrupt proceedings, in which event, your presence would be a comfort to all in attendance.
I agree.
Pray understand, I have no wish to invite the Worm's ire. But if our fractured nation is to heal, if we are to move forward as a people united, then we must do whatever is necessary to bring about lasting change. Tis nothing. Tis nothing. Lucia cautioned me against giving vent to my passions, lest my wounds reopen.
They're not healed yet? Dang.
It's not been easy reaching out to our opponents in Ishgard, many of whom sympathized with the actions of the true brothers. But in so doing, we have limited the influence of the zealots. The people are ready, my friend. This conference must go ahead. I knew you would understand.
All right, well, let's get to it.
The conference will take place on the border of Ishgardian and Ravanian territory in Falcon's Nest. Lucia is there, seeing to the final preparations even as we speak. Pray join her at your earliest convenience. 'Twould not do for the guest of honor to arrive late, after all. Oh, and one more thing. A drink. We should make time for one. Once the conference is concluded, I mean. By my reckoning, 'tis long overdue.
I'm gonna give it a nod. Aw, sad face. I'm gonna give him a nod anyway. There it is. Makes a lot of noise. Lord Commander said you would come, Malkazar. Explain, explain. Explain, explain. As you can see, preparations for the conference are proceeding apace. Mark well the curtain above. It conceals a relief that will be unveiled during the conference. The Masons labor day and night to see it is finished on schedule. Sir Emmerich wanted a symbol which would endure long after this conference is concluded. I think he'll be pleased with the results. It was not my war, but I made it mine, and to see it draw closer to a resolution fills me with a strange hope. His faith is infectious, is it not? His certainty that we can be better than we are. Forgive me, I am rambling. You must be tired from your journey. Go rest. I will not keep you. No rest for me. Let's get right into it. If you'd rather not take a rest, then why not take a walk around Falcon's Nest? Make your presence known to the people and so forth. In addition to those who have come from far and wide to attend this ceremony, you may meet Lords Arturel and Madeleine, who have graciously volunteered their services. They should be glad to see you. Now, if you'd excuse me, I must needs return to my duties. Anything important to say? No. Nothing important. Okay. Blah, blah, blah. Even worth it mounting up there. How much has changed since we fought alongside each other in the vault? If you had told me that we'd soon be hosting a peace conference, I would have thought you a naive fool. Yet here we are preparing to make that fantasy a reality. Ha, and here I am, laboring to make it so. Throw some more nods out. Lord Arturel, if I may. Certainly, First Commander, how may I be of service? Some of the convictors are refusing to stand down. The majority are willing to do so, but a small party have instead pledged to engage any Javanians bound for Falcon's Nest. Here you take me, they would defy Sir Emmerich's commands if they dare attack Vidofnir. It will not come to that, but to see that it does not, we must needs hasten to their encampment. They should be far more reluctant to oppose us were Lord of House Forton present. I understand completely. Let us depart at once. But ere we do, I must ask, would you look after Madeleine while I am away? As you know, he has ever been an impulsive, changeable child, but recently he seems to have been suffering a bout of melancholy. I thought to lift his spirits by having him assist with guard duty, a simple but honorable charge, unlikely to expose him to danger given the presence of so many other knights. Alas, he has taken no interest, and I fear he may abandon his post in my absence. I'll ask that you keep an eye on him until I return, exhausting though that may be. Thank you, my friend. I promise we will not be long. There it is. For some reason I didn't see it. Oof. Rather busy at the moment, old boy. Guarding this tavern, as it were. Oh, I see now. Arturel thought I might be derelict in my duties, eh? The nerve of my brother to question my dedication. But since you are here, mayhap I could put you to proper use. The wasteland beyond the walls must be kept safe for travelers, yet I have been forbidden from leaving Falcon's Nest. It wouldn't do for our esteemed guests to be devoured by wolves, oh no. Yet that is precisely what will happen if we do not call the roaming packs. Your map, if I may. Right there. Those are points our scouts marked for patrol. I'll leave it to you, old boy. Come on a raw. I must return to my rounds. First, his name is Borker. Oh dear, do be careful, my lord. And this is why you get all the flying when you can, because you'll eventually go back to these zones and do things. And you don't want to be walking around too much. Standing watch. There we go. Let's do this. And those are the special versions of wolves called ghost wolves. Because they're spooky. Malgazir Earthbiter, Wolvesbane. It pleases me to inform you that I have completed my rounds and that all is well in Falcon's Nest. Oh, and there was a grizzled fellow looking for, you know, the one who made the arsonist confess? Whatever that. Thancred, was it? He was asking after you. Anyway, once I noticed the garish weapons he was sporting, I deemed it a waste to leave him be. I dispatched him to an area I neglected to mark on your map. Yes, this one. If you hurry, he might still be there. Of course, this is all the way Camp Rivers meet. I've only gone here 6 times or something like that. Fancy meeting you here, Malgazir. It was fortunate I came when I did. These two would have not fared well against the wolves on their own. The young lord wasted no time taking advantage of you, did he? And me, I suppose. Let us return to Falcon's Nest then and see what other thrilling tasks he may have for us. Is this really just going back and forth? How ridiculous. I see if if I'm holding still, and these things are kind of slowly spinning. Or these, but if I move, then they speed up. Cool. Little things like that are pretty neat. Little details. No, don't care about the fate. And there they are, a pair of gallant heroes if I ever saw them. Comrades in arms, reunited at last. By your selfless sacrifice, have you guaranteed the safety of our many guests. On behalf of Ishgard, I thank you both. And with that, there is not left to do but enjoy our well-earned respite. Oh, and this should of course go without saying, but let's keep those last few favors between us, yes? Our 12 wouldn't understand. Right then, the first floor of those barracks has been converted into a tavern for the duration of the conference. Why don't you go and have something to eat? For once, a suggestion with which I agree. Go on ahead, Malchazar. I'll join you anon. Excuse me. Big table.
Welcome, welcome. Find yourself an empty seat and I'll be with you in a moment. Cold out, isn't it? Here, a mug on the house. Let's get some colour back in them cheeks.
She's flirting with me. Stupid.
Freed food will be a bit longer than usual. We've got a lot of hungry folk to feed, what with the conference and all. Oh, so many people with cause to celebrate. To think there could be peace in our time, after all them years of fighting. When I heard about the conference, I knew I had to come. I knew I had to be here, to do my bit. My husband, he died fighting the dragons, you see. And here we are, about to break bread with them.
She's here to start something.
You were right, mother. You look tired. Reckon you could do with a good long rest?
Oh, did she poison me?
After all you've done, I say you've earned it. Sleep now. Sleep. Sleep and leave us to our affairs. This was never your fight.
And you don't want the fight to end? Is that what I'm hearing? Just because it's not ending the way you want it to?
My son. They told me he walks in Alone's halls. Him and the rest of his unit.
He told me the same.
I expect they think it's comforting. Every time I come, I cry. I cannot bear to remember, but to forget would be 1,000 times worse. Yet that is what they would have us do. Accept this truth for the sake of peace. Bury the past and look to the future. But he was my future. My flesh and blood. My heart.
Is this it? Are we the only ones with the courage to oppose this madness? Cowards, a lot of them. They think only of the prize, of the peace Sir Emmerich promises them.
They know in their hearts it's a lie, but they go along with it anyway, desperate fools. But not I. Not I! I see the worm that killed my brother in my dreams every night, and I will not rest until he lies broken at my feet. Him and every last one of his accursed kin.
All this nonsense about Kings of Eld, as if I care what they did or didn't do. Makes no difference to me and mine. Have the dragons sued for peace in 1,000 years? Are they bollocks? It's a bloody ruse is what it is, and Sir Emmerich and the rest of them bloody fallen for it.
But what can we do? They believe, and naught we can say will ever change their minds. Whether we like it or not, man and dragon will come together at Vulcan's Nest, and all will be forgiven. Forgiven and forgotten.
No. I will not let that happen.
Oh.
They will remember the true face of the enemy. I will show it to them. And we will rise up against them once more.
There will always be those who want to continue the fight, even though they know that there is no point.
Hey! Hey! This is no time for napping.
I was just left there the entire time.
Your wits about you? Good. Come with me. We have a crisis on our hands.
Hear me, brothers and sisters. Do not be fooled by the honeyed words of the Dravarnians.
Dravarnians.
They promise is but a prelude to slaughter. Remember your husbands and wives never returned from war. Your children torn apart by fang and claw. All your loved ones shown no mercy. Does not your heart cry out for vengeance? Your blood boil at the injustice? Remember the face of your enemy, brothers and sisters. Remember it, and strike back!
You there! Don't just stand around gawping! Do something, man! Stop her!
Might be a bad idea.
My lord.
See here the true nature of the Highborn. With lies and deception they lead us to our doom. And dare we raise our voices in dissent? Death is our reward. This is the choice they have given us, brothers and sisters. Death by dragon's fang, or death by nobleman's command. Death to all we hold dear. I spit on your choices, noblemen! You will take no more from me! No more! No more!
What have you done? I
certainly did as you ordered, my lord.
You did.
I gave no such order. I did not. I never meant for anyone to...
Well done, Madeleine. You've ruined all your future prospects by telling a dude with a bow and arrow to stop her. What do you think he was going to do? Weird angle. I dare say that could not have played out any worse, given that the first commander and Lord Artwell were not here to take control of the situation. I spoke with the messenger who said they should be returning shortly, but until they do, naught will be done. Lord Madeleine has retreated to the barracks and is refusing to speak to anyone. Therefore, it falls to us to ensure that order has been fully restored. Come, let us walk the streets and speak with the people. Can we get away from these types of quests, please? This is kind of annoying. Speak with the people. Dumb. Nothing important and nothing important. Just people chit-chatting. Oh, what say you? So the violence has passed, but the people are far from recovered. That is to be expected. For the moment, it appears that no innocents were harmed by the guards. The blame for all casualties can be placed squarely upon the protesters. Nevertheless, the people will not soon forget the image of a young lordling ordering the public execution of an unarmed protester, one whose words resonated with the hearts of many. After all, who among us has not lost loved ones? Lord Tyrell and the first commander should have returned by now. To the tavern, then. Their first order of business will be to speak with Lord Madeleine, and I somehow doubt that he has moved an ilm since last we saw him. Why'd you come all the way over here anyway? Just to talk to these two dudes? How do you like a car in your tavern? What now? My apologies, Malgazer. I bear full responsibility for this debacle. There'll be time for that later. I, for one, am more concerned about picking up the pieces. What do we know? According to initial reports, the protest was orchestrated by the young woman whom Lord Madeleine ordered shot. She and her conspirators infiltrated Falcon's Nest, posing as servants and guests. Several were taken alive, others resisted and were struck down. Still others took their own lives. Our forces suffered casualties as well, but by the grace of the Fury, no civilians were seriously injured. Still more remarkably, the ringleader yet lives, for the time being at least. The Kyrugians are doing what they can for her, but she may not live through the night. Given her impeccable timing, it is likely that the convictors who drew us away from the hamlet were in league with the protesters. Accordingly, we have detained them for questioning. I'll be sworn that these villains spent as much effort plotting the failure of the business peace conference as we did its success. Well, if the mood of the hamlet is any indication, theirs have been more fruitful labors. In the wake of the protest, the people seem disillusioned. Having a hard time right now. You spoke with them then? I see. Sir Emmerich placed his trust in me. It will be difficult to explain what has happened here. Remember how far we have come, First Commander. The people's faith may be shaken, but we convinced them before, and will do so again. If we can but find the means to remind them, to show them once more the promise that change holds for all, then this tragedy too shall pass into the past. We must pray that you are right. Nevertheless, for the time being, I have no choice but to suspend the peace conference pending Sir Emmeric's final decision. Under the circumstances, I cannot leave Falcon's Nest, Malchezair. Malchezair, will you deliver my report to Lord Commander in my stead? Odds. Get up, Madeline. You're going with him. Go on without me. I was not asking. You will answer for your actions, in person. Is that clear? Yes, my lord. Come, Honorroy. Your manservant is not here. In fact, I have not seen him for some time. Honorroy, I could have sworn he was... I don't know if I'm pronouncing that right, and I don't care. Search for little boy. Essentially what's going on. Honorroy. There we go.
No. What have they done to you? Honorroy! Honorroy!
Is that you, my lord? You seem rather flustered.
Because of you, you imbecile! What in the seven hells happened to you?
My apologies. Some few of the guests expressed a wish to leave, and I implored them to stay. It would seem they took issue with my request.
Oh, gods forgive me. If I had only been more careful with my words.
Do not blame yourself, my lord. I know that you and your brother have Ishgard's best interests at heart. That poor woman. She lives in the past, clinging to the memories of the lost. But the future holds so much promise, so much joy. And you know that better than any.
So what happened to him, though?
Honorroy?
Calm yourself. The boy will live. But it's imperative we get him inside and into the care of a Kairujin without delay.
He just got beat up.
Oh, we were so close! Why does it all have to fall to pieces? Don't they want to live in peace? Don't they want to be happy? We all want the same thing! And still it falls to pieces! Tell me, what was I supposed to do? Someone, anyone, tell me, what was I supposed to do?
Angry face.
Stop looking to others. You make your choice and you live with the consequences.
Get him. Decked.
And what would you know about consequences? You who always know just what to say and just what to do. Your every deed is greeted with a round of applause. You know nothing about me.
I have fought tooth and nail for the people I hold dear. Done everything in my power to save them. And I have failed. Learn to live with it. I have.
I wanted to keep duking it out. That'd been great. I may have overreacted, but it needed to be done. He was becoming hysterical. I understand the desire to look for reasons, for excuses, to convince yourself that you had no choice. But the past is the past, and there is not to be gained from reliving your mistakes. I know this, but he... Oh. Well, would you look at that? Much stronger weapon. I'm gonna put that on right now. Oh, boom. What does it look like? What does it look like? It's kinda cool. Hellfire blade? And a nice shield to go with it. I have no desire to wait for the lordling to emerge from his puddle of self-pity. I have important matters to attend to in Ishgard. We're still not even halfway done with these, night. The bridge quests between Heavensward and Stormblood. But it is significantly less quests this time around than it was from My Realm Reborn to Heavensward, so hopefully it won't feel like a drag. I am expected. How would they expect me without getting a note, and how would they get a note without... I'm bringing a note. This makes sense. Word of the demonstration and its resolution outstripped you, Malchezair. Every man, woman, and child of Ishgard has heard the tale. It is rumored that my youngest lack of judgment was to blame. Of course, such stories are prone to exaggeration. What exactly came to pass? Yep, tell him. Alright, well, here we go. Nod, nod, nod. And explain, explain, explain. I see. So that is the truth of it. Regardless of his intent, the result is undeniable. He is further the cause of these misguided few who cannot let go of the past. In an instant, the delicate peace we are poised to forge is once more beyond us. To dwell so deeply in the war and vengeance it begets, only for that to be taken away. Is it any wonder they were left bereft? For what was this sacrifice? Have we not to show for our suffering? I thought peace is sufficient salve, but mayhap I was mistaken. We are warriors, Lord Edmund, and ours is a nation built on centuries of warfare. Right or wrong, this is who we are, and we deny it at our peril. To hold on to the past without being beholden to it. Aye, we must needs find a way to honor the sacrifice of our forefathers without glorifying in their excesses. A difficult path, to be sure. We dare not deny the scars which mar our nation's soul, lest we spur other disillusioned souls to retrace them. But as you say, we dare not revel in past glories either, for they are tainted all. A clear, unambiguous enemy, and an undeniably righteous cause. 'Tis a bitter reflection, but lies though they were, they did not serve to unite us. No truth will ever serve us well, I fear, yet we are not without options. At our last meeting, a proposal was tabled by the other members of the Eorzean for joint military exercises to strengthen the ties between our nations and test our readiness to meet with a common threat. I had thought to delay these exercises until after the peace conference, but mayhap a grand melee would be just the thing to lift our beleaguered spirits. Better still, on the occasion for the temple knights and the watch to take field as allies, a unified Ishgardian force filled with men and women from all walks of life, which would stand against a coalition of the allies' nation's finest. Hosted by Ishgard and the shadow of the Gates of Judgment, victory under such circumstances would serve as a reaffirmation, nay, a declaration to all and sundry that we are strong and unified as ever. Such a victory would do much to fan the flames of patriotism, it is true, but if we should be defeated, though, even to hold our own against the cream of three nations might be presented as a triumph. Very well, you may count on my support, for what little it is worth. However, I have a request. I would have my son Amandaline take part in the grand melee. By his deeds has he brought shame upon Ishgard, and so by his deeds I would have him bring our nation honor. As you wish, my lord. If that is his desire, then it shall be so. Now then, we have no time to lose. Malchezair, would you be so kind as to deliver my instructions to Lucia? I shall write to the Alliance leaders at once and begin making arrangements for the grand melee. Did you chance to see my son, pray inform him of his duty. If he has not already returned, he will soon enough, making every effort to avoid me. So that is their solution. A grand melee to unite the people. And what part would they have you play in this affair, I wonder? You, whom they have taken in their confidence, upon which they have become so heavily to rely. And will you oblige them when the proposition is made? Will you stand for Ishgard once more? Stand for my friends and comrades, not a nation. A poor choice of words. For friends tried and true, then. The living and the lost. So, for this grand melee of his, Sir Emmerich wishes to field a force comprising both his Temple Knights and Hilda's Watch, yes? I can only imagine what she'll have to say about that. In fact, curiosity compels me to go see for myself. Well met, Malchezair. Have you spoken to Sir Emmerich? Plan explain, I can stand on your table and explain to you. I was aware of the Alliance's request, so Sir Emmerich would turn these exercises into a spectacle for the masses. It is not that I doubt the efficacy of such a plan. Indeed, I know its effectiveness only too well, having witnessed it firsthand. Nevertheless, he has not once given me reason to doubt his intentions, and these are desperate times indeed. I will select knights for the event forthwith. As for the watch... Did he now? How considerate of Master Thancred to seek out our young watch commander of his own volition. Alas, he acted prematurely. Pray deliver this list of watch candidates to Hilda. I would have her best men, not her most dispensable. Dang. Do you think that she would do that on purpose? Be like, here's the ones that are okay to die. Well, it says it's in this area, just down some more. Aha. Thancred's been telling me all about Sir Emmerich's grand soiree. Seems we're expected to join in. It's nice of him to invite us and all, but I hope he knows what he's doing, because we ain't dressed to dance with professional bleeding soldiers. Well, well. Seems the first commander's gone and handpicked her guests. Can't say I disagree with her choices, though. She's got a good eye. Well, you've been fighting too. Reckon it'd inspire the lads if you were. Might take our minds off getting their hides tanned and all. Think about it, eh? I hate to ask, but you haven't seen our favorite lordling, have you? I thought not. On the assumption that he has not been found in his father's loving embrace, I suggest we split up and look for him. I'll search Foundation and you the pillars. Of course, you're sending me to the places further away. I see how it is. We're there? Okay, let's go to the Jeweled Crozier. Was making some noise. Interesting. There he is, he's just chilling. I carried Honor Wat to the manor. Our best Kyrugians are tending to him as we speak. He has yet to wake, but surely he will. The father has volunteered me for this grand melee of theirs. My beloved family, always making my decisions for me. No, it's not like that. It's just... Oh, you wouldn't understand. How could you? You are free to be the man you want to be, whereas I am a son of House Fortom, don't you see? My future was determined before I was born. What I could and could not do. Right or wrong, that was the way of it, until the old order began to crumble. Now we wander amidst the rubble, searching for a purpose, for a place. All around me, brave men and women rise to the occasion. With faith and conviction, they dedicate themselves to their causes. But not I. I was terrified of making the wrong choice, which is why I let better men make them for me. Do this, do that, take this duty, guard this conference. I suppose I had convinced myself I was above it, until your friend showed me otherwise. When I saw Honor Wa, I wanted to scream. I wanted someone to blame. But in the end, there was only me. Only me. So you see, I cannot meekly bow my head and accept Father's command. Such cowardice is what brought me to this point. I'll go to Sir Emmerich, and I'll make my own decision. Okay. You do that, little man. You're in prison. Oh, that's right, because all this food I have sitting around. Oh, yeah, it's something other to say than just, you are expected. Oops. Oh well. Wasn't important. Hopefully it's voice acted. Why is his dad still there?
Lord Commander, if I may? I wish to speak with you before the Grand Melee.
Grand Melee.
Proceed.
How do you do it, my lord? How do you lead with such certainty, when so many of our countrymen will not hear of peace with the Dravanians? Some of them hate you almost as much as the dragons themselves. They decry you as a patricide in the streets. They even tried to kill you, for God's sakes. Yet still you march on, undaunted, where no archbishop dared to tread. What is your secret? Where do you find the strength?
For centuries, our nation has been punished for the sins of our forefathers. If our punishment is to end, I believe we must right the wrongs of antiquity and move forward as a nation united. Needless to say, my father did not share this opinion. He did not believe the people strong enough to bring about their own deliverance, trusting only in himself. Tyranny seemed to him the only solution. But I have faith in the people, Lord Amanalain. I have faith that they will weather this storm and overcome every trial we set before them. Many have fought and died to see this blight upon our nation's history cleansed, and I would not let their sacrifices be in vain. Though we invite reprisals, the risk is worth the reward.
I want to believe. I do.
Lord Commander, through my careless orders, a pall has been cast over these proceedings, and I beg the opportunity to make amends. I, Amanalain de Forton, do hereby request leave to take part in the Grand Melee.
Oh, a little smile from Thancred.
Who am I to deny such a heartfelt plea? We would be honored to have you join the fray, my lord.
You will take charge of the Ishgardian forces.
For all my other responsibilities, I am still Lord Commander of the Temple Knights, and I would not soon yield this duty to another.
The esteemed Sir Emeric leading the Temple Knights and the Watch into battle along with my youngest. I could wish for no more.
And here it comes.
Then you wish for too little, my lord. There is another who might yet... An indispensable ally to whom we owe much and more.
The music.
An adventurer beholden to none, who nevertheless chose to champion our cause, who has shared in our suffering and in our glory. A warrior without equal, who I am privileged to call a friend. There is no one I would rather have fighting by my side. I ask this in full knowledge of your obligations, and will not think less of you should you refuse. But if your conscience will allow it, might you oblige me, my friend, one more time?
Aw, sad face. Yeah, let's do this.
Together we shall give the people a spectacle for the ages, a celebration to mark the dawning of a new era.
A new era. The Grand Melee, according to Amanalain. Thancred. Gods help me, I think it might be love. I dare say it might be cheating too. Your mere presence is enough to turn the tide of most battles. I need to see the way his eyes lit up when you nodded. 'Twas a look of boundless relief and joy. One would think a politician mere practiced at concealing his emotion. Still, his honesty does him credit. For a moment, I was fair inspired to pledge myself to the cause. But that would be improper. This is their fight, and yours, but not mine. Oh man, look at that shield. Just, Let's take a look at it. Ooh. That would suck to be like, oh, I'm a thaumaturge, arcanist, any of these. Be like, you have to finish the next quest to get the upgrade. I'm actually curious how many. Well, what X do I have? 301. Not enough to do with anything. Okay. Sir Emmerich informs me that the Alliance leaders have agreed to his proposal. The Grand Melee will be held here in the Shadow of the Gates of Judgment and inside of the capital. An announcement has been made, and all Allied forces are currently en route. The eyes of Ishgard are upon us, Malchezair. We must not fail. A rare opportunity to see you pit yourself against Allied forces, outside of Cartano, perhaps. I would not miss this for the world. Outside. Does this actually have a teleport to outside? It does. How handy. There he is. I say when you didn't appear, I began to question. Nothing. Never mind. To think we are mere moments away from facing the cream of Eorzea's soldiery in battle. That I am mere. But what if? What am I saying? I have to stop imagining the worst. I must think of the victory, of the glory, of the stories I will tell Anarwa when he wakes. Time for the fight. I'm ready, old boy. How are you? Or are you? By the Fury. How could I forget? Father bid me present this to you. I know it is sudden, but we believe that the men would not find it inspiring if you bore the colors of House Fortom in battle. If men would find it inspiring, pray do us the honor. Some of your gear will be glamored, your attributes will not be affected. So I'm going to look different. Just for the story. Cool. Hey, there's Raban. Where am I? What do I look like? There I am. Ugh, those colors. Let's call the nods out. Let's do it.
Let all here present heed well the rules of engagement.
Large-scale battle with an allied company, blah, blah, blah. So, just a fight. A big fight. When a combatant is incapacitated, the opposing company will be awarded points. First company to attain the designated tactical rating of 100 points is declared the victor. During the Grand Melee, officiants may mark certain combatant with furious gaze, which will be indicated by blah blah blah. Come on. These ones will give you 10 points for defeating, so focus on those guys. And protect yours. They're more powerful and more difficult to defeat. Just put it on me then. Defending and defeating these guys is the key to victory. Yep.
For the honor and the glory of Ishgard.
Everybody's here.
All is ready then. Very well. Brave men and women of the Eorzean Alliance, let the grand melee begin!
All right, let's do this. Come on. Yeah, attack random people until the things show up. There they are. Kind of hard to tell when they're in a group like that which one's which.
Is that all you've got?
There. Take some big heals, because I'm good. I'll do the switch. Who's the next person to be tethered? Sorry, there's a lot of conversation going on in the green text down here, but I'm focused on the fight. I think I broke it. There we go. On Lucia. Alright, so who is going to be on your team? Where are you going, Lucia? Dang. I guess I'll just start taking people out. Wow. Maybe it's timed weird. I remember how far I walked the ball. There we go.
It ends here.
Right there!
Oh, it's on me now. It's on General Brabant and me. Yeah. Even though if he takes me down, they still don't win. Cyclops, everyone on your guard. All forces fall back. Excuse me. Get him. Continue the melee. I will deal with him. Daft sod. You heard the man. Back to it. All forces, form a line on Malkazair, now. Just you and me, Raban. Well met. I will not lie, I was hoping you'd come to this. So then, shall we dance? You're the one that set it up this way, apparently. Damn it all. See, the problem with this whole setup is this doesn't really show Ishgard's readiness. It only shows mine. With as strong as Raban is without both of his arms, I wonder how strong he was with them. Because, dang. Really, you went fully freaked with your abilities. You hear me, old boy? Don't dare lose. Okay. I'm doing it because you said so. Now is your chance. Track him down for the glory of Ishgard. And success. You've earned it. Well, thank you. I mean, I didn't really need your approval, but okay.
Did he win? Then we...
We win. That's what that means.
Victory is ours! Ishgard! Ishgard! Well fought, my friend. You truly are the warrior of warriors.
Thank the Fury you were on our side.
I know, right? Dang.
My lungs are burning, and I can barely stand. I didn't think I could do it, but then I did. We did. We faced the Alliance's best, and together, with one heart, with one purpose, we prevailed. After 1,000 years of hardship, of strife and bloodshed, we are strong enough to rise to any challenge, be it on the battlefield or beyond. The future holds so much promise, so much joy. We need only show them the way.
Bum, bum, bum.
A truly magnificent display, Sir Knight. While doubtless less than pleased, I am quite sure the Grand Companies are honored to have been bested by such valiant warriors.
The honor was ours, Your Grace.
My honor was ours to beat you guys up.
I am pleased to see that Ishgard's proud martial tradition is being upheld. When the time comes, I trust you will fight alongside your brothers and sisters in the Eorzean Alliance with the same fervor you displayed in opposing them. I note that our friend elected to take the field in Ishgardian colors.
Floating shield. Floating shield.
At my behest, Your Grace. If we have given offense, the blame lies with me.
Fear not, Sir Knight. It was a surprise, nothing more. And any hint of ill feeling was thoroughly dispelled by the spectacle of our mutual friend's duel with General Rauban.
Who's the best, by the way? Rauban's one of my favorite characters.
Surprises, I could not help but marvel at the passion and unity of purpose displayed by your countrymen, given the troubling reports we have received of late.
I shall take that as a compliment, Your Grace. The events to which you allude are the price of change. The end of the Dragonsong War marks the beginning of a new era for our nation, and for the people, high and lowborn alike, who will lead her into the future.
Ah, yes. The people. Change is indeed a perilous thing, for we who seek it, and they who fear it. I shall pray for Ishgard, and for you.
Well, that made for a refreshing change. Congratulations on your victory, by the way. Ishgardians certainly seem happy with themselves. I, for my part, am merely glad you did not strain anything in the process of single-handedly winning the battle for them.
Yeah, no kidding. Concern.
Tis but a scratch, I assure you, and I will not suffer you to worry over me. Not when we have a dozen far more important concerns. Make that 2 dozen. Still, as Y'shtola never tires of telling me, we can but face them head-on, one at a time. One day at a time, as Minfilia would have done.
Alrighty. Speak with Raban and finish this section. I thought pause. I'd forgotten what it was like to feel so alive. Not since leaving the Blood Sands have I had the privilege. Not since the Bull of Alamigo hung up his swords. Back then the outcome might have been different, but I did not begrudge you your victory. I know how far you have come, how much you have endured. Our fight only confirmed it. We shall have to do this again one day, when time allows. I shall look forward to it. Now go. Go to the Indish Guardians and celebrate your victory. You have earned it. Come, Pippin. Her Grace is expecting us. Lead on, Father. Said your goodbyes. In all the years I have known Raban, I cannot recall ever seeing him look so happy in defeat. Well, everything seems to be falling into place, does it not? The Ishgardians have claimed their symbolic victory, and the Eorzean Alliance has been strengthened in the process. Be proud, Malchezair. You made this happen. So I'll take the money. Oh, and a new emote. Alright. Well, let's pick up the next quest. Actually. Oh, this patch is still going. Let's finish this up. We have done it. Nay, you have done it. You have brought us the victory we so desperately needed. There is not left to be but to return to the capital. Come, let us see what reception awaits us. Later, mongrel.
My lord!
Honorwa, my boy. Shouldn't you be in bed?
Thank you for your concern, my lord. But I have largely recovered from my ordeal, and I have naught but several scars to show for it, which I have been told some women may find appealing.
I see. And to think I was worried sick over you.
I'm not sure I understand, my lord.
Well, let's put that theory to the proof, shall we?
My lord?
'Twould seem that a great many things have occurred in my absence. I thought I might begin to make amends by welcoming you in person.
The messengers spared not their chocobos to bring us word of your victory in the grand melee. I cannot well describe our elation when we heard the news. It called to mind the day we rejoined the Eorzean Alliance, and I glimpsed hope rekindled in the eyes of the people.
The fury herself ushers us into a new era. Sir Emmerich, the time is now.
Aye, that it is. Reconvene the conference and summon Vidofnir to Falcon's Nest. We will make peace with Hraesvelga's brood and hasten this bloody war to its end.
Yes, Lord Commander.
I will send word to Artoirel and bid him resume preparations. Emanuele, you will place yourself at your brother's disposal. He will be glad of your assistance.
Everybody's bowing.
No stopping it now, is there? We should inform Stola and the others.
Floating shield.
My dear friend, I doubt I will ever be able to thank you enough. But when the conference is successfully concluded, I damn well mean to try.
What's going on? There we go. They say you dueled General Raubon within a ring of flames. I did not think the man so ostentatious, or that I could have seen it. After we parted ways in Matoya's cave, I returned here to speak with Tataru. We agreed to tell the others only that our search for Menphilia had reached an impasse. I subsequently learned that you had left for Falcon's Nest, but I thought it best to keep to myself for a time. I am wont to rely on you overmuch when we are together, and I needed to think, to reflect. I still do, I suspect, but matters here seem to be coming to a head. In short, there are some things I feel I must say, though nothing so urgent that it could not wait until after the conference. Let us speak for Falcon's Nest and see if Lord Artoirel is in need of assistance. Well met, Master Earthbiter, and thank you for looking after my brother. They say he fought bravely, that he did not dishonor his house, but you, my lord, to you we owe everything. As you can see, we have made every effort to strike while the iron is hot. We made our intentions known, that all would be welcome to attend, and so they came. By the grace of the Fury, they came. The ceremony will not be a lengthy affair, but there is still much to be done. I will speak with you more, but I must see to my duties. As for you, Master Alphino, you will do naught but enjoy yourselves, is that clear? If any dare beg you for assistance again, I will have words. If anybody asks you for anything, tell them to buzz off, that's what he just said. Well, there you have it. We have been forbidden from meddling. Shall we wait, or have you had other matters to attend to before the ceremony begins? Let's go and get in. Excellent. I only hope Thancred and the others will not be late. Epical events do not come around very often.
The appointed hour approaches.
And she gets to watch.
She begged leave to watch the proceedings. I saw no reason not to grant it.
Should I choose to deviate from my prepared remarks, I ask that you trust in my judgment.
Have I ever done otherwise?
You always need to roar on the way in. Hey, Vidofnir, it's been a while.
been since our peoples met thus, children of Thordan, even by our reckoning.
Vidofnir, daughter of Hraesvelga, we give thanks for your visit, and bid you welcome to Falcon's Nest.
Our sire bade us hearken unto the whispers of our hearts. They spoke to us of a paradise lost, of bonds of brotherhood which they yearned to see restored.
Ours too yearn for such a restoration, and they have guided us here this day, that they might yearn no longer. Brothers and sisters, ye who stand as witness, hearken to me. Since the days of Eld, when the bonds betwixt man and dragon were sundered by our hand, our peoples have known only war.
Now he got quiet all of a sudden, so no one can hear him.
Bloodshed without end, losses beyond counting, and still we fought. And still we fought.
Is he from microphone or something? I never understood that about movies and things like that. I can have a big old speech that I have to yell, but I'm not going to.
Some wounds do not heal. The dead cannot be returned to us. But we the living can yet choose another course. Here and now, we can lay down this burden, this hatred, this vengeance. Our forebears fought not so that we could die, but that we might live. So let us honor their sacrifice and spare our children this death sentence. Let us gift them a new legacy, life.
Betwixt our peoples yawneth a divide deeper than the deepest abyss, wider than the widest sea. Generations will live and die ere this divide is bridged. Knowing this, doth thy heart yet yearn for peace, son of Thordan?
Look now on the legacy we would leave to our children. A dream of peace, inscribed in stone for generations to come.
I mean, she's like, whoa.
Father and his beloved, as they were so long ago, happy and at peace. The dream they shared shall be ours once more.
Dang, Nidhogg. Just kill one of your own.
Child of Dravania, art thou grown so forgetful that thou wouldst forsake kith and kin and consort with the spawn of Thornton? That thou wouldst dare contemplate peace? Hearken unto me, all of you! The final chorus is nigh, and all will be held to account. All will bathe in the flames of retribution. Till the coming of that day, look you on your sins and despair, for none shall escape my wrath. None shall escape my revenge!
7 hells.
Talk.
Hells, take that worm! While he lives, we'll never know peace.
Aye! There'll be no end to this war till Nidhogg is dead and gone!
So let's kill the bastard and be done with it. Death to Nidhogg! Death to Nidhogg! Death to Nidhogg!
Death to Nidhogg! Death to Nidhogg! Death to Nidhogg! Death to Nidhogg! Death to Nidhogg!
Death to Nidhogg!
What did he say? There they go, the last of the guests. Having come hither with hope in their hearts, they depart with hatred and bloodlust. Until the moment I saw him strike, I still held some small hope that what you had seen at Azaslav was an illusion perhaps, but he acted without hesitation, as did Sir Emmerich. For mercy, Vidofnir's wound was not mortal, or so Lucia tells me. The dragon was spirited away to Annex Shrine to receive care from her brethren. We can but just hope her recovery is swift. But such was surely Nidhogg's intent, to deliver a proclamation not only to the children of Thordan, but to his own kindred. War is coming, and ye who do not stand with us stand apart. She was an example, a message to her brood, another instrument of his vengeance, like Estinian. What's the next one called? Houses and costs. All right. After this, it should be the end of this patch. When I said I would just speak with you after the conference, I confess I envisaged rather happier circumstances. If anything, however, this latest tragedy makes the need more pressing. There are things I must say, not to the Warrior of Light or even my fellow Scion, but to you, Malchazar, my friend. But not here, no. But of course, the Intercessory in Camp Dragonhead is still open to us. Let us go there. Why there, of all places? You know, we could just walk like 500 yards north and be safe. Whatever. Logic. Come on. There we go. That was weird. I was clicking on it, but wasn't doing anything. Again, odd that it doesn't automatically start when I walk in. Excuse me. And there was no point in making me have to wait at a destination.
Forgive me. That took longer than expected. You seem puzzled. Oh, these. I thought something warming might not go amiss. It was not all that long ago that we sat here, you and I, in our very own falling snows, as Lord Horshvon called it. I still struggle to believe he is gone. And Azelle too. I had such hopes for her. Master Matoya asked me what it was all for. Why we fight, and why we die. Were I still commander of the Braves, I would doubtless have replied, for the future of Eorzea. But I'm not that man. Not anymore. I needed a new answer. One that I could live with. And when I saw Estinian at the ceremony, I knew at last what it was. I do not want to be a man who sacrifices his friends and family for a cause. I want to fight for Estinian, and I want to save him. When Nidhogg leads the Horde into battle, Ser Emmerich and his forces will do what they believe must be done. That is their choice to make. Yet even if Ser Emmerich is willing to forsake Estinian, I am not.
We don't even know if he is going to do that.
We must fight for him, for he is our friend and ally. We may struggle, we may fail, but we must try.
Well, that jerk, he's your friend, eh? Are we going to drink this thing? Can I click to drink? We'll find a way to save him.
We will. I know we will.
Thank you, Malchazar. It is unfair of me to unburden myself in this manner, time after time, but I am glad that you permit me nonetheless. You are my true friend and ally. Though not all of our fellow Scions will support our stance on Estinian, I have faith that we will win them over in due course. Such is the infectious power of hope. Right, that is quite enough solemn introspection for one day. I think we would both benefit from some time in the company of Tataru. She stays for us at Fort Tom Manor. Let us not keep her waiting any longer. And then teleport into Last Vigil. Yeah. come on. It was there for a second, then it disappeared. Cool. Makes sense. Yet again, we walk on an all too familiar path. I am reminded of when we first came to this manor. Lost and uncertain, we were granted succor in our hour of need. We were saved, and now it is our turn to return the favor. Here, here, let no one say the signs did not repay their debts. After all, what kind of people would we be if we forsook our allies, or our friends, excuse me, if we stopped looking for Ida Papalimo, or if we just gave up hope of bringing Minfilia back? Though she knew it would cost her dearly, Minfilia reached out to us and to deliver a message. She believed it was imperative that we understood the true nature of this star, the rift between Zodiac and Heidelin, and the Asian's aspirations, and the other dimensions. But for all that has been revealed, I cannot shake the suspicion that there is much we have yet to learn. In any event, I think it's time we step back from the fray and carefully consider our next course of action. It will not be easy to turn this tragedy to triumph, but we will find a way. We will. We will. Oh man, well... I wonder if this is going to be any better than what I have. If it does, hopefully it looks cool. The Hellfire set, I already have the sword and shield. You've learned the emote battle stance. Oh. More cinematic? Ah, yes.
Of all the ways for it to end. Even before his transformation, I could feel the worm's hatred swirling about Estinian. The terrible, all-consuming rage. Enough to fuel a 1,000-year quest for vengeance. It was all I could do not to run away screaming. But Ishgardians, nay, all Eorzeans, are made of sterner stuff. They face danger and death on a daily basis and understand what it takes to win a war.
Think not too deeply on Master Matoya's words. Her intent was but to steal our resolve. That, and to remind us to look beyond these passing conflicts to trials greater still, to the truth which hides at the heart of this world.
So that's your aim, is it?
You disapprove?
Not at all. I believe it's traditional for the student to follow in the footsteps of the master. And you are so very alike.
Take that. Ooh.
Change. That great inexorable wave was upon us, and soon all of Ishgard would bend to its will. For all our sins, for all our scars, the future for which we had long yearned was at last within our grasp. But it would be bought at a heavy price. For in those twilight hours did Nidhogg cry out for vengeance, and his brethren raise their voices for the final chorus of the Dragon Song War.
The Gears of Change. That's a cool band name. Caution, Ida. That is all I ask. Do not be so eager to place your faith in them. Not until we know more. It's... It's a cool mask. Alright, there was quite a bit going on there. Alright, where's the next story quest? Should be like right in front of me, I would say. Yeah, there it is. But I'm actually gonna go ahead and end this stream here. We did quite a bit today. Maybe pick it up later and we'll see how it goes.